everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we're working on a Dollar Tree DIY Valentine tree topper. And here I am showing you some of the things I'm going to use. So I had an old curtain and I save it for different crafts and I really love the look of lace. So I have that and this styrofoam heart from Dollar Tree, beads, little bows that actually I bought ready-made from Temu, little doilies, and all little things that I had in a craft stash. I have some yarn here. I'm not sure which pieces I'm going to use. This was another ribbon I got from Dollar Tree. So I basically want to make like a shabby chic, neutral colored tree topper for my Valentine tree. So my plan is to cut the lace to the front half of the heart, trim it around and glue it with Mod Podge. And then I'm going to make like a seam in the middle of the heart and glue it to the back. So in other words, there'll be a seam down the middle of the heart. So all I'm basically doing is holding out the lace and I'm going to cut around my scissors about maybe 2 inches, I figure about a few inches around the heart. And I'll go all around the shape of the heart. And then I'm going to add some Mod Podge. Okay, so now the heart is trimmed. I am literally just going to pour some of the Mod Podge on the heart because I do want to put quite a bit on this to make sure the lace sticks nicely. Once I spread it on, and if I can get it out of this bottle, then I will spread it out. And I'm actually just going to use a butter knife. I just want to spread it real quick, and I'm going to place the lace on top of it. Okay, so here I am just using a little plastic knife, spreading a good thick layer, almost like spreading a cake to make sure there's enough on there. And I will tell you, when I finished this project, I didn't put a coat of Mod Podge on top. I just did it to adhere the lace to the heart, and then I'm just going to embellish the heart with little details. Okay, so now I'm ready to place the lace on top, and I will tell you it is messy. My hands did get a little sticky. And when I did the back side, what I did was I put it on a piece of aluminum foil to make sure the Mod Podge didn't come through because I did put a lot. So I'm pressing down firmly on the lace to make sure it sticks. And I'm going to run it right down to the middle of the heart is where I'm going to trim once it dries. I also used some hot glue to attach the edges to make sure it stays where I want it to stay. So I did use a little hot glue near the edge where I'm going to trim. So you'll see me here starting to trim out about where I want it to finish off, halfway through the middle of the side of the heart. And then I'll do lace on the back side of the heart. Okay, so now for the fun part, I'm going to decide where to put the beads and all the little embellishment now that my Mod Podge has dried. So I'm testing out different things to see what I want to use on the side or to decorate the front. So I definitely want to use my bows and my doily. And for this side where I want to hide the seam, I decided to go with this sticky kind of glittery ribbon tape. So here you missed some, I didn't have some of the footage, but I added a piece of ribbon, the doily, and the heart. And now I'm going to add these beads underneath, just to add all those little details, like in shabby chic objects. Okay, so I'm happy with the way this is looking, and this is the glittery tape that I'm going to use to hide the seams. It peels off and it's sticky, but I am also going to use hot glue. And this is what I'm going to wrap around the seam in the middle to hide where the two pieces meet along the sides of the hearts. So I'm going to glue this all around all the sides, and you're going to be ready for the reveal. I also add a piece of this tape to the front to make a little more sparkle. Okay, so now we're moving on to a real simple DIY. Basically, I'm just painting some snowflakes in a farmhouse style. I found these snowflakes after Christmas, and I thought they'd be perfect for a winter theme. And what I want is I want like a rustic farmhouse look. This is the paint I'm using from the Dollar Tree, Prang paint, in the color white. But I definitely want some of this wood color to show through when I paint them. So I'm going to test this out, and as I get going, and you'll see this first coat, I'm really not happy with the paint. It barely shows up. This is the first time I've used this paint on this type of product. So you'll see I'm going to have to do a second coat, and I'll show you what I decide to do. So let's see how it goes on. It almost goes on like water. Very thin, very sheer, really not a good quality paint. It would have been better off if I had a chalk paint probably, and it probably would have only taken one coat. But I keep going, and my point with this is I want it very rustic. I don't want full coverage on these snowflakes. Okay, so as you can see, this coat is very watery, very sheer. So I am going to try adding cornstarch to the paint. One thing about me, sometimes when I'm crafting, I get very messy. So I'm adding a little more paint, and I'm going to try to add some cornstarch to thicken up this paint and see if it works a little better. So I just pour the paint, paper plate, and I'm dumping in some cornstarch, making a big mess. But I'm going to stir it and see if this helps the paint get thicker and go on a little better. Okay, so here's the consistency now, and I'm much happier with it. So let's see how it goes on, and I'm hoping to get a better coat for my final coat on the little snowflakes. So as you can see, this goes on much better, and I'm much happier. And like I said, I really did want some of the brown to show through because I want a farmhouse look for these snowflakes. So I'm painting I want it to be streaky. So you see like white and brown mixed. And I'm much happier. So actually the cornstarch really helped making the paint go on a little better. So I'm just going to finish this up real quick, simple, easy DIY, and I'll show you how I displayed them. I was real happy with the way they come out. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what you think. I'd love for you to consider subscribing and joining my Cozy Cottage family, and leave me a comment. And a thumbs up is greatly appreciated. It really helps my channel. All right, I'm finishing up here, and we're ready for the reveal.